Hey guys, what's up? It's Serena. I'm in India right now. This has already been the craziest trip. So first, we start with my 16-hour layover in the Ukraine. It was supposed to be 5 hours. Supposed to have a flight in like 2 hours, but then they delayed it. 3 hours. You know how much time I have between when that flight is supposed to land and my connection? 3 hours. So we better get this show on the road. Hopefully I can still... What's going on? And then they delayed it until 8 a.m.
Delhi will be delayed until approximately 8 o'clock due to technical reasons.
There's like people also from my flight definitely walking past me, and I should probably follow them just in case. But I've purchased one of my favorite cocktails in a bottle when in Ukraine for 16 hours. And everyone was just like crowding around random people working at the airport because there was no representative from the company to tell us what to do. And they were just like, yeah, go outside if you have a visa for the Ukraine, and like Americans can go visa free for 90 days. So I was like, okay. And then I went downstairs, and then people who had already been outside came back in, and they were like, there's no representative, there is no accommodation, we're just like staying at the airport. No one told us anything. So we were just like all chilling at the airport, and I was trying to find something like fun to do. Like, where was the party at? Because I feel like that could be such a memorable experience, and no one was down. Everyone was trying to sleep, but I was so jet lagged out of my mind. My least favorite thing about traveling alone, two things, is one, being cold and having no one to hug. Two, right now in this exact moment, how badly I have to pee, but how stubborn I am about not getting up because I have a full setup. If nothing else, it's a great adventure. Finally, didn't think I would, but I landed in New Delhi. I was there for a day. I just rolled a window down, like the old-fashioned way. I don't know how long I've been traveling for, but it's definitely the longest I've ever traveled for. And of course I missed my connection, but that is okay, because that means I'm gonna spend a day in Delhi. Here, you can smoke in a taxi.
Hello. It's my first time that I come on a vlog.
Yes, this is Sander. Yes, I said it right. It took me a while to get it. Sat next to me on the plane. Our friend Ash is in the front. Feeling pretty stoked. Today, I had my flight rebooked to where I am now, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it like a good hour and a half to check in and go through security and everything, and like that's fine, it's a domestic flight. I'm thinking like, oh, when I was traveling Europe, I'd get to the airport like an hour before the flight. Is totally fine. It was not. First of all, my Uber dropped me off at the wrong terminal. Second of all, I then had to take a shuttle bus. I had to run for it with all my bags. Then to get into the area with all the check-in desks, you had to like go with your ticket and passport and visa to like a guy in like a military outfit, I guess like security, and he had to check it first, and then so I ran down to my check-in booth for Air India, and the lines were so long, and so I talked to the person, the woman like working there at the like beginning part of the line, like checking people's passports before they go in and stuff, and I was like, bro, my flight's in like an hour and 5 minutes, and I need to check in 5 minutes. So she's like, okay, go to these two booths, and they were so crowded because another Air India flight, I think to Bangkok, was delayed. Like I made it, I ended up getting my boarding pass and everything was fine, and then everyone was waiting for security, and it was a very slow line, and like a couple came in and they were like, oh, we have to board our flight now, blah blah blah, can we go ahead? Like my flight was boarding too, but I was like, okay, whatever. Everyone was just like, yeah, whatever. And then another person came like minutes later and was like, oh, my flight is boarding now, and just everyone at the same exact second turned to them and was like, so is mine. I was running, and it was like gates 20 to 62 in one section, and that's so many gates. I feel like in most places it's like, oh, like gates 1 to 10 over here, and so I had to run. It was terrible. And then it wasn't even boarding. I thought I was gonna like just make it, and then I was like waiting, sweating, I am very excited to replace my coffee addiction with a chai tea addiction. I had my first one today. It was fantastic. I love it here. I have just like a really good feeling about it. I'm just so curious about everything. And like, I can't believe I'm really here. It's the kind of place that I've always dreamed of going. It's just been so interesting so far, and I can't wait to learn more. And it's really beautiful. The sunsets look exactly like you would think. Everyone I've met here has been so talkative and kind, from the diabetes doctor sitting next to me on the plane that I just took tonight to the waiter at the restaurant I ate at today, who's a big Obama fan. I've also had like so many serendipitous moments. There was this girl stretching at the airport, and the whole night I was so self-conscious because I kept stretching just randomly, and I feel like no one stretches at an airport, and I've done it my entire life, and I've been self-conscious of it my entire life. I feel like that's kind of dramatic for an airport. But anyways, I was in the final stretch of waiting for this flight, and this girl is like right, like kind of like, I'm in this chair and she's like over here and she's stretching, and then she stops and like is walking back to her seat, which is behind me, and I was like, oh my god, like I thought I was the only one that stretched at airports. And I know that sounds hella awkward, but then it launched into this whole conversation, and she was just so cool. She's from Germany, lives in Berlin. She's like a journalist. So we met and that was cool, and then I got on the plane and she was sitting like, we had one person in the middle of us, so that was cool. And then directly on my left, I met this guy from Belgium, and we were bros. It was a good flight. Like, I never end up talking to people that I sit next to, like, in depth. And then the guy that I was sitting next to for the flight, I did not know what to do. I had not planned on going to New Delhi until way later. So I was just like, what am I gonna do? Do I have to sleep in an airport for another night? I was just like, please no. So he offered like that I could join him to find a hostel or whatever. And then he had also met this guy before during the layover, and they were also bros. And so this bro brought us to his other bro's like apartment. My first meal in India, you guys.
I'm just glad the guy won't eat a lot more after
Your heart is slipped away, and life will always be our way.
Like, I don't know, I just feel like I keep like meeting really cool people right off the bat, and I don't know, it's good vibes. Today, the guy that's sitting next to me on the flight and I explored the outskirts of Delhi, because our hostel was like on the outskirts and we were gonna walk to India Gate, but we just wandered for a really long time, and I was walking so slow because I had not had any food or coffee, even worse yet. So I was just like in a daze, like I felt like shit. But I was still like grinning like a fool the whole time.
Israeli as well?
What is it?
It's sugar. Pretty sugary thing. And this is very anisey taste.
Oh.
Yeah.
We stopped in like this super cute quiet park. And there were like peacocks there. There's so many like games of cricket that we ran into. There were so many pigeons. And it was so hot and sunny, and I just came from the cold, so it was great. I have not seen any cows yet, but there was a super pretty fluffy white kitty. Like, I have never said the word kitty in my life before. Like, I don't even know what to say. Pretty like fluffy white cat, almost like Persian-ish. Maybe it just like had a fluffy tail. It was so cute. I'm so deathly allergic to cats, but I was like, I love you. And on the terrace of the hostel, there was a bunny, a white bunny with red eyes. I have never seen a bunny at a hostel. I've never seen anyone with a bunny as a pet in person. I really want a bunny from time to time. And then once I was like out into the world, I noticed that they're not like squirrels that are in trees, but maybe they are, and they're just like a quarter of the size. I think they're actually chipmunks. They're so cute and light and they move so fast. They're so cute. I can't tell if like the animals are cuter here or if I'm just like hormonal because I'm kind of like an average level animal lover, but I was like, oh my god, the chipmunks and the street dogs were so cute. I was so tempted to take a picture of like everyone, and oh, they were so cute. And I saw a donkey. When I was writing this, I was in a taxi and there was an Indian wedding happening. I think it's just a wedding. I'm in India. And like, I guess a procession was lined up and there were like people dressed to the nines and musicians and horses. So I thought I should add that bit about horses. That taxi was taking me right here, right now. I am in Rishikesh, India for a yoga teacher training, which sounds so weird because I've never thought of myself to be the teacher type. Like, as someone who wants to travel, it would be so easy to just like get my English teaching certification and travel the world and teach, but I'm just not that type. Like, I am studying to be a yoga teacher. I guess I'll be certified at the end of this if I do well. I just wanted something to show for my 2 years off. I've been doing yoga since I was little, but I started doing it a lot more recently because it really helps my back. Like, it fixes my posture and it takes the pain away like way more than any pain meds were. If you're new to my channel, I broke my back about a year ago. I took that video down. Maybe I'll make another one, but it's just really cringy. Oh, and to answer your question, I was cliff jumping while solo traveling in the Philippines. Also on the teaching side, I've worked so many different jobs to save up for my trips, and I kind of want to try something new, something that I'm like passionate about. Would be really cool to do as a part-time job or a job, and it's also something that keeps me sane, and it would be so cool to like, I don't know, to be able to help other people, like how it's helped my back so much, and like certain teachers are just like really calming. Also, when I got here, I had to fill out the form, and one of the questions, like, it was like all normal stuff like age, where are you from? I forget what it said. It was like, what is your purpose in life? And I was like, right off the bat, like, you're just gonna surprise me like that? You're not gonna tell me that when I arrive I'm gonna have to answer that question? In conclusion, I feel like I'm living my best life, and I'm really excited to shower and go to sleep. I am so excited to be here. I feel like I could get lost here for a long time. Yeah, good first day, man. Like, these are some pretty strong statements that you're hearing from me. Pray for warm water. Thank you. Can't wait to make my next India video for you guys. Forget how to say bye in Hindi. It was gonna be really cute. Oh, I learned good night, but I don't remember. Alright, I hope you guys are also having really exciting, wonderful days, and to see you back here in my next video. And that you subscribe, like, and comment, and share with your friends.